We're joined in studio with the king of partying and rock and roll legend, Andrew WK. He's playing in town tonight, Thursday, March 22nd at Minneapolis' own First Avenue.
Hello. Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty well. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you for coming in.
So Andrew, you're known for your avid faith towards the importance of partying. Can you speak to the unfamiliar people who may not know the meaning of what partying is to you?
Well, for me, it's doing what you enjoy doing and celebrating that. If you think about partying in terms of celebrating, let's say, like traditional holidays or the weekend or your birthday, of course, New Year's, those are all very accepted and popular times to party. But if you're grateful for your birth, if you're grateful for the weekend, if you're grateful for the new year, why not also assume that you're grateful to not be dead? And then you have a reason to party every day. And I've made it a mission of sorts to promote that point of view and to express gratitude every day through partying for being alive.
Awesome. Tonight's show at First Avenue is part of a tour celebrating the 10th anniversary of the release of your first full-length album, I Get Wet. How have these songs changed to you over the years, and do they still hold the same meaning?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you find new meanings that you didn't really notice before. A lot of those songs were written in a bizarre way that didn't allow me to really read too much into it. But to be able to still play them and to actually enjoy playing them even more now is a great privilege, and I didn't expect that. I guess when you play something thousands of times, there is that possibility that you might get tired of it. But it's something like I don't know. It's hard to think of a proper comparison because there really is no comparison to music. I mean, you don't really get tired of the best things in your life. Like if you like the sunny days, then whenever the sunny days come, you'll enjoy them, if not enjoy them more. If you like rainy days, then you'll usually find even more joy as life goes on in the rainy days. And when it comes to these songs and performing them, especially performing them, I just enjoy it more as time goes on. Thank goodness. Otherwise, it could get very draining.
So the cover of I Get Wet has a bunch of blood pouring down from your nose all over your face. What's the most blood you've lost in one go from a result of partying?
I don't know technically how much it was. I have broken my nose several times on stage, and there was if you've ever had a bloody nose, it's quite painful when you smash your nose and that blood that flows. It can be quite a bit, I suppose. I don't know the technical quantity though. Clearly not too much to keep me from living.
Yeah,
it was fine, but eventually it dries up, and then you kind of have a clogged nose for a few days, and then it starts to clean back out. It's mainly the pain of smashing your nose that is not very pleasant.
So you worked on Cartoon Network's Destroy, Build, Destroy. Could you explain the premise of the show to our listeners out there and what it was like working on that?
Absolutely, yes. The show is a game show, really. Two teams of young people, generally between the ages of 11 and 14 or 15, they compete to destroy things and then use the wreckage that they create to then build some other machine, which they then use to compete. And then whoever wins that gets to destroy the losing team's creation. So it really is a series of destructions of buildings and then more destructions. And there really are massive explosions. When I signed up to do the show, I was told it was going to be really huge explosions, but I had never been around that level of pyrotechnic power, and it really was truly one of the most exciting and fun things I've ever gotten to do. Not to mention that it was a great show and getting to be around these great kids, and also working with a team of almost 100 people on the set. I mean, it was a really huge undertaking, and a great place for me to apply whatever skills I've developed as a rock and roll performer to this explosive, dynamic kind of game show. And you can see it. I think it's on iTunes, maybe even on Netflix. But worst case, there's definitely short clips on YouTube that you could check out.
Is there a particular explosion that really stands out in your mind as being just mind-blowing?
Well, every night at the end of the show, or at least around sunset, because we would probably, unfortunately, work right up to the very last second, sometimes just because the nature of the show, it it seems like it goes by very fast when you watch the episode, but there's a lot of painstaking work, of course, that goes into it, just like anything else. And the last explosion of the day, that's always the biggest one, where we essentially, it's like a mushroom cloud that flies up into the air at least, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 feet. I mean, we film it out on this movie ranch where they film a lot of TV and movies just outside Hollywood, because there's no one really living around there, so you can make these big explosions and have tons of fire and lots of destruction, and there's not that much risk of people getting injured.
Nice. I'm a avid follower of your Twitter, and I've noticed your Andrew WK party tips are a big hit, not only with me, but with a lot of people. I was just wondering, is there a specific party tip that you think would be good for the college-aged audience?
Ooh, wow. Well, sometimes they come very easily to me. Sometimes it's like no matter how hard I try, I can't think of a party tip. Let's see, off the top of my head, new one right now for, like you said, the college students. No, I can't think of one, but let me think of one as we go, and then I'll try to come up with it by the end of the show.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. So you are classically trained at piano. You actually released the album 55 Cadillac, which I don't know if many people have heard or not, but it's all you doing improv, like kind of with your classical training stuff, and it's really awesome.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, and we were wondering if you could maybe play something for us here, improv, or if you want to play a song or whatever you want to do.
Sure, I'll try. Yeah, I mean, you have this great piano here. And I thought of a party tip here. You don't need bed rest. You don't need any rest. You don't need to get things off your chest. You don't need to touch someone's breast. You don't need to do any of these things as long as you're doing something cool. It's a different kind of party tip I haven't really had before. But I think at college there's this idea that you need a lot of rest, and I think I haven't slept for 3 days now, and I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Right on.
Is this mic? There we go. Okay. All right. All right, cool.
Awesome. Thank you
That
so
was a
much.
Nice piano. Thank you for letting me play it.
And thank you for playing for us. We're about to close out here, but we'd like to thank you so much for stopping in. Did you have any closing remarks or anything you'd like to say?
Well, thank you again for having me. A lot of the I Get Wet album was actually recorded here in Minneapolis. And I, driving here to the radio studio today, I remembered all these great lands and these special roads from those years. I mean, that was probably 2001, 2099, somewhere around there. And it's great. It's one of my favorite cities, and it's really exciting to be playing the concert here today where the album was made. So thank you for having me and for your extreme kindness. And very fun questions. And I have a new party tip, too, which is to cancel out that other party tip.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Andrew WK. He's playing tonight, Thursday, March 22nd, down at Minneapolis' First Avenue. Thank you again.
Thank you.